Welcome into the PHNX Bets Daily Podcast presented by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcast, leave a 5-star review. I'm Johnny Venerable alongside Iron Mike Luke in replacement of Shane Diefenbach, who is in Mobile, Alabama for the Reese's Senior Bowl. Mike, we're thrilled and honored to have you on, my friend.
Always love coming on and talking about a little bit of money that isn't mine, for sure. I'm in here. I'm all game here, Johnny.
That's very on par because Shane is currently in Alabama spending money that is not his, company dime, if you will. So hopefully Saul and company are running up a tab. Right. But in all seriousness, check out PHNX Cardinals on Twitter for in-depth live footage from the Senior Bowl as we speak. But we forge ahead here on Bets. And Mike, you are my basketball savant. With all due respect to Shane and Espo, I go to Iron Mike Luke, especially when it relates to the hardwood at the collegiate level. So before we get into your picks today, Mike, what has been going on with the Wildcats? What can you tell us? Is there money to be made right now in the Pac-12?
There's money to be made in the Pac-12 right now, though. I don't like saying this, but the line isn't out yet, but I would probably take UCLA Thursday with the points. Arizona hasn't looked good. UCLA is incredibly motivated. That line isn't out yet, but you know what?
Okay.
Yeah. I do have a line that immediately caught my eye for the listeners out there, though.
All right. Tell me more. What you got going?
All right. You got St. John's against Providence here, and you're probably thinking, why in the world are you looking at St. John's and Providence? Well, anytime I see something where a home team that is 11-8 is favored against a team that is 15-2 and ranked, I'm going to hammer that money all day. That shocked me. I 100% like St. John's money line right there. That's my first big one of the day.
Nice. So you're going in your Tasty Tuesday Nuggets for us, all college basketball. So you like St. John's. What's going on with Texas Tech?
All right, Texas Tech's playing Texas. Texas to me is one of those teams that just they don't equal the sum of all their parts. Like they should be better than they are. I watched Texas Tech. I think they're starting to figure it out. Obviously, they have a new coach, and Texas coach is Texas Tech's coach from last year. But I look at that, and I think Texas Tech, especially a team that doesn't have as much talent as Texas, I like them with the 3.5 points right there. That to me is another really nice one to hit right there.
All right, so round it off with your Auburn Tigers in the SEC, big favorites, I'm guessing at home.
Yes, 6-point favorites against Alabama. That was a weird game too because they came back. The Alabama game was a back and forth game, but it looked like Auburn the first time they played in Tuscaloosa kind of figured them out there in the last 10 minutes or so of the game. The fact that line is only 6 was a little bit of a head scratcher to me, so that's if you were to ask me to prioritize my picks, that would be the third one right there. But yeah, so that would be the one, but Providence 100%, St. John's 100% is my pick right there. If you got to go with one, Luke's locks.
I like it for Luke's locks. What I don't like is Jacob calling out my haircut. So you didn't tell me if it looks nice, Jacob. You just said, "Oh, Johnny got a haircut." I did. I got a haircut over the weekend here in sunny, beautiful Maricopa, Arizona, to be able to kick off a phenomenal week of betting here on PHNX Bets Daily Podcast. All right, Mike, I like what you've got cooking up. I like mine just a little bit more, Sean, if we could see my picks for today. So let's stick at the collegiate level. I like Northwestern at home. They're 5-point favorite. They're under 500 for the year, but I think they're playing a Rutgers team that's fraudulent. The NCAA rankings committee knows they're fraudulent. I think they're going to be somewhere around an NIT 500 team at the end of the year. And I think Northwestern, with their talent, has a chance to get hot, get right in this upcoming matchup. Because again, you think about conference play really kicking off, and then in roughly a week from now, they play Indiana. So they want to get right before that game. I also I'm from the Midwest. Creighton Blue Jays, a really nice story, a nice program, especially when they went to the Big East in 2013. But they're playing a Huskies team in UConn 17th. I think they're better than that. I think they end up being a top 10 team by the end of the year. And okay, it's going to be a competitive game. It's at UConn. I still like the Blue Jays to keep it close, but if you're asking me who to take in terms of the money line, I'm going to go Connecticut. But Creighton's that gritty program. At the end of the day, you look up and you wonder, how is it just a 1 or 2 possession game late in the fourth quarter? That's how I like it on the collegiate level. Now let's go to the big show, the matinee, if you will, the NBA tonight. 2 heavy favorites out in the West, the 2 best teams in the NBA, the Phoenix Suns, the Golden State Warriors. Let's start with Golden State. Again, we talk about it all the time, wanting to keep pace with the Warriors as they head into the All-Star break. They're a 2-point favorite at a San Antonio team, I think that's ready to collapse and sell off parts at the trading deadline, upwards of 13 games under 500. I think the Warriors and company roll. Steph Curry has not been shooting well as of late. I think this is a get-right game for him. And then the Suns, looking for their 11th straight win. They're hosting Kyrie Irving, who gets to play because it's a road game,
right?
Brooklyn at Phoenix. I think this is a dominant performance to let everybody know, right, hey, no one in the East can hang with us, because right now the Brooklyn Nets, if you can believe it, are still the co-favorite to win the NBA championship, the clear favorite to come out of the East. I think Phoenix 40-9, going for their 11th straight win, history on their side. They're going to let Kyrie Irving get whatever he wants, shoot, put up gaudy numbers in a hollow I and we'll get to my props here in a second. But I love the Suns to win their 11th straight tonight against the Nets team that, you know, I can't buy into them. Check back in like 3 to 6 months from now.
Aren't the Nets the epitome of the team that, you know what, talk to me when you got all 3 players out there?
Yeah. And I think that that's what Vegas is telling us too with those odds. Is like, we don't give 2 shits about January, February, regular season basketball. If it's May and June and those 3 players are on the court, they're going to have an opportunity. But my question for you is like, are they just going to, because they've talked about this internally in Brooklyn, paying the fines of Kyrie Irving to be able to play at home, especially now that they're struggling without Durant. Are they just going to pay the fines in the postseason? Because they have to.
I would assume. I think you have to be honest with you, because this is your swan song. Because you look at it, and a lot of rumors are that James Harden's going to be going to Philly next year. Yeah. So if, you know, this is the year that you've got all 3 of those guys together. So I think you go, I don't care what the fine is. Now, granted, it's easy. It's not my money. But you accumulate all these players for a championship run. And let's be honest, if you've got Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, and you don't get a championship out of that, that is a colossal failure on all fronts. So I'm paying that fine for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know what it is? It's an embarrassment. The whole thing is an embarrassment. Mm-hmm. They've tried to buy their way to a championship. Let's see it works out for them. You know what? It's not an embarrassment is the big game coming up in 2 weeks. It's the moment we've been waiting for since September. It's finally here. In honor of that big game, the DraftKings Sportsbook app, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5, get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer like myself and Iron Mike Luke, you can experience a Super Bowl 56 with same game parlays. You know, we'll be diving into those. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a much bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of luck. You can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Again, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use that promo code PHNX and get 56-1 odds on either team. 21 or over, Arizona only. Gambling problems, call 1-800-NEXT-STEPS. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. All right, Mike, I have 2 props for you.
What's up? Talk to me.
And they're in that same game tonight. Kyrie Irving, again, hero ball Kyrie Irving, big points in a loss. I believe outside of his stint with LeBron, that's what his career is based off of. He's got fresh legs because he doesn't play half his games. I think he goes over tonight, 26.5 points against the Suns. Again, hollow stats when the game is clearly out of reach. Sounding like the Suns are going to get a couple key rotational players back tonight. They're questionable. I think Devin Booker facilitates more tonight along with Chris Paul. 30.5 points against a Brooklyn team. Play a little defense. I don't see that as likely, especially if they're coasting late into the fourth quarter Shane and I have been talking recently, Mike, about how a lot of our props, our over props in the NBA have been skewed and eventually catapult because of the fact that the teams that we love and the subsequent players on those teams sit in the fourth quarter. And the Suns are doing a lot of that. So take the under for Devin, take the over for Kyrie. It does not have a greater effect on the game one way or the other. But for a Tasty Tuesday prop nugget, those are what I like.
Yeah, I like both of them, to be honest with you. I agree with you on Kyrie Irving. He's I always got to give him credit because of that shot that he hit. I mean, that's one of the biggest shots in NBA history. But he's kind of he's kind of a hollow stats guy, my man. I mean,
he absolutely is.
You look at it in Boston, he was kind of he kind of a loser. Cleveland, kind of a loser. Brooklyn, and plus he's always hurt.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that. And I think Devin Booker too, because I think this game gets out of hand early. I really do. And so, Devin Booker, I could see having 20 at the half and finishing with 27 because he's not playing a ton in the third, fourth quarter. I'm with you on all those, my man. And you know what? Great minds think alike.
That's right, my man. All right. Well, here's one other thing I think everybody should get on top of, and that's gophnx.com. I'm going to put you on the spot, Mike. Do you have any PHNX paraphernalia that you're rocking right now? I know you got your DraftKings hat on. There's a laundry day in your house.
For sure. Yes. Well, I got a DNVR shirt, so I'm repping our sister company.
There you go.
Does that count?
That very much does count. It's adjacent, right? It's not PHNX, but it's PHNX adjacent. Correct. I, of course, in honor of the Suns going for their 11th straight, I have my Devin Booker He's on Fire
that's
shirt,
sweet.
Which I love, that you can get right now at the PHNX merchandise locker. The deal of the week, by the way, 20% off any and all Sun shirts, including this one. You got to be a member. How do you become a member? It's easy. The first month, only 50 cents. Every subsequent month, $8.99 after the fact. But here's what you can do. This is what I would recommend everybody go do. You can pay $59.88 for the year, which equates to $4.99 a month. And you get a free t-shirt. Then you immediately can go use your 20% off on any and all Suns apparel because it's just that fantastic. You get not only the inclusion of being a member with the Social Lounge Discord, premium video content. You get all the articles from Mike, myself, our many talented peers. It's just a great place to be a member at gophnx.com. All right, Mike, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Preview the Thursday game. I may not have you back here the rest of the week, depending on Shane's schedule, if he's on a bender or not. I don't know. He was asleep this morning when I tried to get a hold of him. So I may have to pull the red phone and give you a live call. But if I don't see you, what happens on Thursday night?
Man, I don't like how Arizona's playing right now. I hate saying this, but I'm gonna go UCLA 69, Arizona 66. Tough loss there, but I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong on that, and hopefully I can hop back on there and say, you know what, I'm an idiot, Johnny.
Is that in LA or is that in Tucson?
That's in Tucson. The problem is Arizona's second best player, Julius Tabellis, is kind of a game time decision, which is a little bit of an issue against a team like UCLA. So,
Mike will have more on that on PHNX Wildcats throughout the rest of this week as they preview that barn burner of a Thursday night game. Be sure to check out PHNX Cardinals Live today with myself, the new co-host Saul Bookman, live from the Reese's Senior Bowl practice day one. We are so thrilled to be able to give you that insight and that coverage, not only this week, but throughout the offseason. Keep it locked here, PHNX Bets Daily. We'll be back tomorrow. Be sure, subscribe, wherever you get your podcasts. Do me a favor, leave us a 5-star review. Give us a comment. Tell us what you'd like to see moving forward. And, of course, happy betting. Take care, everybody.